How do you turn your anger into motivation and your rage into disciplined action? This method that I have developed over the last 20 years teaches you how to use and transform your raw emotional energy into seeds of abundance that fuel your greatness. Birthing pure confidence, embracing trust with unapologetic individuality that guides and influences, becoming your own personal trendsetter in your own right. Your wounds don't come from others. They develop from your belief in their lies. For you have been chasing love so long, is it now love that you seek? Or is it pure validation from anybody that's around you? Your whole life fixated on the dopamine reward that first started the very moment that you were told, stop being you. It's too much. It's too weird. It doesn't fit in. This is not normal. You've been chasing this validation so long that you have forgot what love looks like without this pain. You have been chasing this validation so long, you have forgotten who you are without constraints, without other people's constraints. You have forgotten who you are eternally. You have been chasing this validation so much that you keep constantly changing your badges, you change your titles, you change your mind. You are constantly changing who you are just to fit in. And for what? Because you seek all of this just to be able to find love within your ordinary moments that usually scare most people. When all the makeup is washed away, when all the masks and titles are pushed aside, and you're stripped down to your rawness, your humanness. You seek validation when ordinary scares. So please, stop performing for the rest of the world and start living who you are. But then you come to realize, who am I? I mean, who are you, really? After all these changes and all these titles and all these badges and constantly moving and going and being for everybody else, who are you right now? Who are you supposed to become? Have you lost sight of all of that completely? I mean, when's the last time you let your true self out for all of society to see? Who cares about judgment? Who cares about what they think? Who cares about their opinions and everybody got them? When's the last time you freed yourself and did exactly what you wanted to do in the moment? Dance to a song, sing to it while you're shopping. You have been bound and shackled by the rules of society and by your family and by your relationships, held back by fear and smothered by endless lies that you tell yourself. And the worst part about it is, you started believing these lies. Always trying to become the loudest in the room without uttering a word. Screaming mentally, please notice me, please. And then you shy away when somebody does. So you see, you have been running around seeking validation, not love. You have been seeking just pure acceptance, not even just from your peers, from anybody across the board. Because truth be told, if you're seeking love, you would find it in the room that you are currently in. So stop glorifying your misery and stop pretending everything is okay when you want to scream at the top of your lungs. You are confusing avoidance with a low-maintenance lifestyle. Every time you lie to yourself, you dull the voice of your true purpose. Every time you mask yourself for somebody else, you're dulling your personality, and with it, your dreams and imagination. So shine truth's light back into yourself. Let your truth and greatness be restored. Let yourself move through life with personal intent. For this is what you and the world need right now. So stop seeking validation from everybody else around you and the rest of the world when you need to find it inside and then share it. Because nobody wants to seek validation from a world who does not know your worth. So stop seeking proof for justification for your pain, loneliness, and misery. Because true worth starts within, not with your friends, not with family, not with your loved one, not with your significant partner. Your eternal being inside is seeking a familiar, a loved one, someone who can love so deep that it becomes home. You're looking for someone to rescue from that torment. You're looking for someone to rescue you from life's torture. However, this lie is called the Cinderella complex. Life and society has chipped away at you so much you have forgotten your own self-worth. Just chip, 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 little piece of you, now broken, scattered about. You've forgotten your self-worth, losing a sense of belonging, and fearing the word called home. You don't want to rest because that means lose. You don't want to rest because that means you've given up. But this is society talking back to you through that Cinderella complex. For you have been on autopilot all the way until now. Programmed to fear self-expression. Programmed to ridicule those with individuality. So it's time for you to stop your own song and dance. Come back home to your personal truth. And embrace all the parts of your eternal world that you are forced to leave behind just to be able to fit in. Cry for all those lost pieces of you. Keep crying until you flood yourself out of the hole that life made you dig in. Cry and cry and cry, float to the top, stand up and walk away a brand new person. For you have to acknowledge the truth in life and the truth in any situation to create real change. Set boundaries with others for yourself, not them. The universe is teaching you how to be a solo rescuer of your life. Now thank it for the strength and wisdom. Thank it for everything that it provided you to set you on the path to personal greatness. With every life lived and story told, there is a villain, a deep faker whose sole purpose is to derail greatness. Are these people needed? Are they needed in life? And what is the villain effect truly for? What is its purpose? Welcome back, everybody. The other day I was doing a deep cleaning because it's springtime, and I was listening to a podcast called Tea Time, and it's with Raven Simone and her wife Miranda. Their topic was villains and actually how to spot one, a real life villain in your everyday scenario. However, this 23-minute podcast just had me chuckling because these two child stars of the industry had still missed their mark, which I did leave a comment on their video below, and this is what I actually said to them. So here's a video about that comment. There is a difference between villain, a foe, evil, and an insidious person. We are not talking about narcissism here, even though narcissistic people hold some, if not all of these traits. We are purely focusing on why 99% of those around you tend to want you to fail. They want you to fail at one thing or another in life in order to make them succeed. All of these people come in shapes of fighting siblings, or a jealous parent secretly envying their child and thus sabotaging them and holding them back in life. Or even a phony romance of somebody secretly wishing that they were you, even though they're still with you. All of these are enemies of life. All of these are enemies of you. These people are so cunning and they are so good that they reside in your innermost circle of trust. Taking a deep dive into the villain effect of why the universe and life provides such hateful people. Those phonies, those liars, all of those who tend to backstab you. The ones talking behind your back, the ones wearing masks of deceit. All just to spread their darkness. Essentially, all words and questions that ask you, why does evil exist? Why is it here? Short answer to that is, pure evil doesn't know it is so. Because to spark a candle in the light means to still cast a shadow. And in turn, what is darkness if it's light upon light? So nature allows things to play out if it sees that the most beneficial outcome can reside at the end of it. And our current most evils are villainous acts that are taught to us within infancy. For instance, the seeds of hatred laid down in youth just because it's social norms for siblings to rival. Everybody's saying, oh, it's natural. All of this is the baseline for words of hate, for thinking of hate. All words that taught you to fight for your love, fight for love and attention from your friends and family, fighting to become normal in society, even though what is normal? All these seeds of doubt planted in infancy, all these seeds of hate planted in infancy, nurtured by society, nurtured by friends, nurtured by family, nurtured by your own thoughts because that's all you're surrounded by. Making your envy turn into jealousy, making your jealousy turn into anger, making your anger turn into rage, making your rage turn into villainous. Life molds you. Society molded you. And now it's up to each and every one of you to become the protagonist in your own life story. And what do I mean by that? Well, fake people and villains are actually needed in life, the correct ones. Because with intent behind it, even though their intent is to derail certain things, in the end, if it's for both parties to actually learn, life and universe is going to allow it. Because it's becoming your greatest potential. So if not for their dark nature forcing you down in life, you would never gain the traction and mental motivation to achieve greatness. What villains and enemies in our life do is provide an entire lifetime of encouragement, of motivation, of action to you, the protagonist, all in one immediate impact to spark that pure motivation and clarity that otherwise may have never taken root at all in your life. And this, my loves, is the spark of action. It is the spark of truth into what you can do. It is the spark of your pure abundance and greatness. And if this never happens, only mediocrity occurs. And there is nothing worse than being plain old Jane. Protagonists do not live boring lives. Innately, always attracting that which challenges them. Challenging all their life skills and mental skills just to be able to grow better and stronger. Once you see that every individual across this world is simultaneously a villain and a protagonist, and within this, intent becomes everything. Creating an inner circle that truly challenges you to be great. No hate, no judgment. Just a group that understands that truth is strength. Having a group of people with like-minded motivation for life is the most extreme, powerful tool for your growth. Just remember, the one playing the villain is going to be waking up and becoming the protagonist in the next cycle, and the one playing the protagonist is going to be playing the villain. This is continuously happening, so life allows everybody to grow, and so we must take the time ourselves to allow that growth to happen. You're exhausted. Just wounded to the core. Deeply tired, so deep it reaches places you don't even have words for yet. This exhaustion is masked by society's norms and necessity. Exhaustion built on years, no, decades of silently suffering a charade of masks that we call resilience. Call it what it is. Come home to truth. Resilience, a mask of neglect. Resilience, a mask of exhaustion. You don't need permission to rest. Healing is your birthright. You are a benevolent presence in the here and now, and a tired presence in the here and now. So it's time to be a conscious caregiver of yourself. You're worthy of rest. You're worthy of love, and you were born to heal. Being the foundation of strength for everybody else, you have forgotten who you are, so come home to your truth. Self-love and healing allows you to digest all the moments that you had to be a hero for everybody else, and not you. It allows you to digest the fact that strength is caretaking. And you, my love, need to be caretaken for. So now this is the time that you need the rest and that you need the healing. And my love, it's time for it. You've earned it. No, you were born to heal so you could become your greatest self. This is not giving up. This is saying to the world and the universe that you need respite. You need fortified. Place all those badges and titles that you earned in life and that they have given you just for you to feel exhausted. Place them aside. Stop glamorizing burnout for just this moment. And stop glamorizing burnout marked as resilience when you mean neglect. So slow it down. Stop. Rest. You have permission. Reclaim the stillness in your life and mind once more. Release those shackles of enduring. Release the shackles of strength. Release the shackles of the hustle and grind. Release the shackles of society norms, the things that made you lie to yourself to pure exhaustion. So release all the titles that come with the mask of resilience. All those badges that are bridges. They were never meant to become personality traits of performance, of continuation. Strength isn't strong if it hides your truth and makes you weaker. People have to be strong because they needed to. They were forced to, just because there was no other option. So please, don't use these titles and badges just to fill your time and to occupy your mind. Instead, fill your portfolio so you can ease your future. So as you age, you can rest properly. Because let's face it, you stress instead of relax. Body is tense. Muscles ache. Mind is a hurricane and a nuisance of other people's noise. This has nothing to do with you. Come back to peace. Come back to your inner self. Learn how to relax once more. Tell the hurricane of chaos in your brain, sit in the center of it and tell it to shut up. And everything can be figured out the moment we all relax. Simply tell it we need to relax. The subconscious will handle all the rest. So fortify yourself. Fortify your mind, your heart, and your spirit, because your state of health depends on it. Relax and fortify your body because your livelihood demands it. Spirit is demanding respite and a time out just to go, So take the time every day to breathe positivity into your life. You were born to illuminate. You were born to shine, not to follow. Take 10 minutes every morning to breathe that positivity and illumination into yourself. You become intensely focused on your healing. Become intensely focused on your self-gratitude. Strength and resilience are but bridges. This is why we call it endurance and enduring. It's but a momentary trait and mask that we all must wear in order to get from one place to another in life. It is not meant to be a constant state of being. So slow down. Take a breath for a first time since who knows when. Allow yourself to set aside everybody else's problems and feel the lost time of yourself. Feel all those parts that were lost and recognize them. Figure out what needs to be healed. Figure out what needs to be expressed. Because slowing down truly means mourning all the little parts of you that you lost along the way. All the little bits and pieces that didn't fit into society. All the little pieces that your relationships with friends, family, romantic partners, every little thing that you had to hide. Come back and reclaim yourself. Reclaim all the character traits that you loved and suppressed. Reclaim all the times that you felt like you had to audition for love in this life. When you realized that all that love that you were seeking was inside you all along. Because if anything, you are enough, darling. You are more than enough and always have been. Are you someone that no matter what you do, they call you a black sheep, an outcast? Not because you were wrong, just because you are different. While the 99% follow the path of society without question, you paused, looked up, and listened to the spirit within, and whispered in the wind, there must be a better way. While everybody else mimics, you were born to stand out. That's why you feel different. Never blending in because your very essence won't let you. You have seen too many cliffs disguised as traditions, too many cages called normal, forcing you to become a change maker, stepping out into the unknown, boldly, alone, but fully aware of life. With a spirit so strong and a mind that society cannot contain. So they label you black sheep, an outcast, an untouchable, ruffling feathers and stirring the waters of life change, building bridges and new ways of living and thinking, ways that other people didn't even know that they needed. Through your bold brilliance and remarkability, you are part of the quiet revolution of change. A shift in the cycle, a nuance of life. The wild note in the chorus, and they made you like this by not accepting you. Stop trying to fit in and stop trying to get their attention because you were born to stand out. You were born to show them the way. How? You lead others to their greatness by simply being yourself, sparking new thinking in others, thus promoting action and otherwise would never have probably occurred to begin with. So you are the change. Embrace yourself. You were born to question every situation at hand, and through your questioning alone is going to force change, being a catalyst of meaningful thought and provoking change in others. This is you planting the seed of greatness in the world. In short, you are not a drifter of life and culture. You are the change and the nuance. This is why you feel so different. This is why you never fit in. You are not the black sheep of your friends and family. You are their greatness and total consolidation. A life seed from the universe known as you. Break through the fear of losing face value because that love is fake, especially if you're not being yourself. Break through the conformed comfort of your pain that society has built within you from birth. And illuminate your boldness, your brilliance. All by being you in a new way of thinking, a way of thinking that can provide answers to the great wide world for the big holes that we have dug ourselves in as humanity. Looking at history's greatest thinkers and change makers, mostly introverts, they had found answers in solitude and shared their findings to the rest of the world. You see, you are not alone. You just need to be alone to have room for your greatness to thrive. Room to harness your remarkability. To be remarkable means that you have brought a nuanced experience to the world, and everybody else is sharing what you have brought, all on their own, without even providing insight. Strangers willingly sharing your awesomeness. That is to be remarkable. All because you were bold enough to think and be different, and bring it to the rest of the world. So appreciate the headroom that life is providing for you right now, and start applying action to your manifestations because only you can provide action where the best possible outcomes will apply. Because you are meant to use your bold brilliance to bring change to the world. No matter how small and simple, all of us together are going to create the catalyst of the big change. Like I said, all of us. Together, not an individual can change this world, but in harmony together and in a unison path, we will all provide that change. So no matter how silly it is in that moment, maybe your job is to teach that person, hey, it is not that big of a deal. It is not that serious. Yes, it's frustrating. It is just momentary, and this too shall pass by. If you are listening, an introvert, a lone wolf, a black sheep, a social outcast, throw your hands up in the comments and show each other proof that we are here, just scattered across the world in our designated areas of life. You're broken. I mean, a very deep, soul-crushing, broken. Pieces just lying about. You've been ignored, picked at, spiraling through life like you have no worth, no place to go, like there's just no purpose. So now you're broken. But that is life's way of shedding the past, of bringing you home to your eternal glory, stripping everything away that the world has made you become, because that is not you at the core. That is not your essence. Stripping away the hurt, stripping away the pain, stripping away the sorrow that runs so deep you have no way to access it to begin to heal. Life made you wear these masks of neglect. Life honored you with them. They gave it to you in the form of badges, of titles, of saying you must do this in order to feel love and to achieve greatness. These badges of honor were masks covering your pain and calling it strength. Exhaustion masked as endurance. So now you are broken and left to pick up the pieces. You were left finding who you thought you were wasn't you. It was never you. Now you're here, coming home for the first time, and it is hard because you got to mute all the voices and all the noise and everything that you were taught in this entire world that wasn't you. So deep in this brokenness, very deep in this brokenness, you are realizing this is a cleanse. It's cleanse of the mind, cleanse of the body, cleanse of the spirit. Ushering back into your connectedness to soul. To be rebirthed back into the right mindset. Rebirth back into worth and self-love and personal integrity. Rebirth back into the mindset of pure happiness, of knowing that it's a state of being and not a destination. So you were broken by life and universe to come home to your eternal self. That eternal being deep inside of you that you have silenced for so long. And now it's calling you back from deep inside, calling you back to purpose, calling you back to personal hope. You were not meant to be the hero in somebody else's story. This is your life. You were not meant to be a pillar in somebody else's castle. So yes, the world broke you. It broke you and crumbled you. It ripped and tattered you to pieces. Life did this to test your virtues. Are you on the right mountaintop? Is this the mountaintop that you're meant to die on? Or is this somebody else's mountaintop? Ooh. So life broke you more, and it keeps breaking you more to show you your strengths, to show you the exact way that you can actually go. So now it's the very, very time and moment for you to be the hero in your own life and in your own story. Stop playing the character in somebody else's. This is your life. This is your story. No more masks. No more titles. No more badges of honor. Rip them off. Be plain, ordinary you. Truth is your badge and honor is your title. And this, my dear friends, is what we call virtue. So yes, the universe stripped you down of all of life's BS to bring you back home to your inner peace, to heal you the way you needed to be healed, to show you that it's possible. There's somebody out there that is going to love you 100% with all flaws, with everything, with all your ordinary days, no makeup, no nothing. And that person is looking back at you in the mirror. It is you. Life is teaching you that the one that you have been searching for all along was inside. And the only person who can love you more than anything in this world starts with you. How can you begin to love or find love or expect to be loved greater than what you already love yourself? Life and universe is showing you that you're the person that you need to be there for. to teach you that the soft whisper deep inside was the neglect of the little child that has been pushed aside all these years. The neglect of the one who just wanted to see the world with curiosity and express themselves while wondering, while running around in pure wonderment and enjoyment, wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. So tell that little soft whisper, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for ignoring you, for I didn't know. I'm coming back home and we're going to play in this garden of life once more. Tell that soft whisper of a child, we're going to silence this pain. Together, we are going to heal and come back. Stronger, braver, more mightier than ever. We are going to be the greatest version of ourselves possible because we finally took the time to dive deep and journey into ourselves and do the work. So please, listen to that soft voice. It isn't weakness. It is your spirit and soul telling you to come back home to truth, to come back home and start your greatness, to come back home and begin your path of purpose. So acknowledge them so you can start healing. The universe is teaching you how to show up for yourself like no one has ever done for you before. So my gentle being, you are not broken. You were drugged up, dragged around, chained up, broken, destroyed, tattered up by life, just to be rebuilt once more, to show you truth, to scrub you clean of all of life's societal lies. You were scrubbed clean to show you that you are enough, and that you need to stop auditioning for love, because it's inside you all along. Because to be great, you have to go through great things. To be great, you had to go through these great experiences, all these trials, all these errors. Life is never stagnant. It never has been, and it never will be stagnant. So expect to never be in one place for too long. Make sure to always prepare for the worst, just so you can have peace of mind to live your very best. So if life makes you want to scream and shout, do so. If it makes you want to cry into a pillow, do so. If it makes you want to laugh in hysterics, do so. Get it out. Cleanse yourself. Use those tears to cry yourself out of the hole that life has made you dig. And then walk away a brand new you. You're angry. You've been running around so much in life, you're beyond exhaustion now. You're just gutturally angry. A boiling rage that has been building for years. An anger that entraps your spirit and ensnarls your mind. It's rooted in every thought. It's rooted in every sentence. It's rooted in every action now. You have been running so fast in life, you have lost sense of self, sense of direction, sense of purpose. And now you're angry with a fire so deeply rooted, it's blazing out of your soul. Your spirit's on the bench, on the sidelines, waiting to be tapped in. Just waiting and waiting and waiting. Nothing. And so now you're angry. Because your true self, that spirit sitting on the sideline, has always been being picked last. Never a first choice for anybody or anything. And now you're angry. Realizing people in your life don't truly know you because now you don't know yourself. So how can you trust anything? So now you're angry. Trying to live up to standards that aren't even yours. Always working on somebody else's dreams, and now you're angry. Because this false sense of self is lacking truth. How can you show up to the game of life if you're lost? You have been running and running and running, and now you're angry. And it's past exhaustion. You've been running from your past, running from your future, running from everybody who's been telling you what to do, how to be, and what to become. You're past exhaustion. running from those always trying to force change, always running into the arms of doubt, running into judgment, running into pain. And for what? Exhaustion your reward? It's time to truly rest, because the mind must take a pure break in order to have a breakthrough. Because the way you have been living cannot be kept up much longer, or else the threads of your life will unravel and cease to exist. So time to break from world, break from work, break from your own mind if you must. Relax and hear the silent ah. Silence all those titles and badges that operate you. Silence everything that people have been telling you. Silence yourself. Silence all the people, culture, and friends. Just for a moment, silence it all and come back to your eternal light. Feel the greatness that is you, that is your unlimited potential. The world will not be gone when you take a break. You no longer have to fear the word rest. So let your light and warmth rise from deep within. Let it guide you. Let it dissolve all of your pain and sorrows. Let it dissolve your doubt away. Let that inner light of yours heal your physical body all the way up to your soul. And as you break away from this physical world, let that light heal all of your emotions. Let your spirit warp through you in that light and let it cleanse you. Let it cleanse you of all the things that you had to become for everybody else. And let you come home back to your truth and show you what you need to do for your greatness. As a caterpillar into a cocoon, your inner greatness will shine. An illuminating body emerging into a whole new you. This greatest version of you yet. Using past trials and hardships as your transformation. Transforming unjustified strengths into your greatness. That anger, that fire, that pure exhaustion was a formulated gift from life and universe for you. A way for you to see your goals in a complete and coherent way for you to achieve them. Universe is making you see in a way that only you know is possible to understand. So stop searching and look within. For life is yelling at you and saying, you're the one that we have been waiting for. You. We have just been waiting for you to see it this entire time. We have been waiting for you to stop stepping on your own toes and stop getting in your own way. We have been waiting for you. We have been waiting for you to believe in yourself. Because you have been getting in your own way more than life has been throwing you obstacles. So move out of your own way and do the hard thing in life and begin your own journey. Start your path to greatness and you know where it is. Because everything you ever wanted to do, create, and earn in your future, you know where it starts. Now reverse engineer that greatness and manifest it to your right now so you know exactly where to start and reach exactly what you see inside your heart. Formulate your path and process to greatness. Begin healing and achieving your tasks because you are worth it. Anger is now the fuel for your greatness, not your tormentor. Rest and healing is your birthright. You've been avoiding yourself. You have been avoiding your greatest potential. Avoidance so strong, it's now wrapped fear and doubt into every thought pattern, into everything that you now speak. You have been avoiding your worth and brilliance based on other people's opinions. No obstacle is random in life. For there are no obstacles in life unless you want to try to climb that mountain of greatness. And then life will give you tests. It is a choice of asking, is this my mountaintop or am I a pillar for somebody else's success? You have been told a lie that your dreams aren't worth nothing, to put your head down, work hard, do the grind, do the hustle, pinch your pennies to wealth. I don't know about you, but I've never met a penny pincher who's a millionaire. But instead, they want you to keep that head down. They want you to perform your hourly duties day in and day out for decades. All for somebody else's dream and success, while giving you just pennies on their dollar. So stop filling your time with their grind and their work. Start eternalizing and finding your worth. Find and start climbing your own mountain of success. However, choose your battle wisely. For greatness requires great deeds and accomplishments, and that's your test. So listen to your inner child and ask it, what do you see the world needs right now? And ask your adult creative mind how to bring it to light. This process is done alone, by yourself, in between the times of taking care of everything else in life. It's done in the dark corners of mind until once 70% of the idea is achievable, that's when you strike. However, now you're stuck thinking, oh, it needs to be 100%. And this is where you're wrong, because you will fall before you run. You will suck before you succeed. You will fail your way to greatness. Know this as fact, no matter what mountaintop you decide that you're going to climb and achieve in life. You will learn to fall with grace, and you will keep your eye on the prize. And then you will take that prize, and you're going to build yourself an entire mountain range of greatness. And this is going to be the legacy that you leave behind, my dear friend. So simply stay focused on that one good outlet in life that's going to achieve just that one good chunk of wealth. So that way you can start building your portfolio of success. So this, my friends, is wealth. So I ask you again, have you been avoiding your greatness like the plague? Don't procrastinate any longer. Formulate a game plan for yourself and for your future. I mean, you got this. What else is there? Being a character in somebody else's story? Not me, and I know not you either. You are worth taking the time to be great. No more delaying with what ifs. You are the worst critic that you need to get over. Taking steps to your greatest potential should not be ignored, for life and universe doesn't allow you to ignore it. And nor should you hide from it. Your drive and passion is key. This is life's strong force teaching you how to do something and giving you the urge to do it no matter what. So be remarkable at whatever you are doing, no matter how silly or mundane you think it is. For your effort behind that learning force is to be remarkable, meaning you are worth the value of strangers to remark about the experience that you have provided. So in truth, no matter how you want to create wealth and no matter what mountaintop of success you want to achieve in life, remember this, you are not selling information. You are selling a memory, a dream, nostalgia, nuance. You are selling them something that they don't want to miss out on. So the time to start all of your fun is now. Get out there and make great success. Let's talk about the words that you are using eternally. Let's talk about the words that you tell yourself mentally and the words that you use physically to yourself and other people outside your own head. How do you speak these words? Because most of the words in today's society are taught to bind, harm, manipulate, and self-victimize. We're transforming into a great speaking pattern that heals while being spoken properly. No hindering vocabulary. It uplifts, it encourages, it heals, it's loving. It's pure motivation by simple sentence structure. And what do I mean by this? How does that look? Well, let's use a worldwide example of prayer. Now, I don't normally talk religion or politics whatsoever on my channel, but this is something that I believe is done completely incorrectly. Let's give you some examples, so stick with me on this one, yeah? Most of the world's prayers are asking, requesting, demanding, and this is all wrong. So what do I mean by asking? Please heal my son. And what do I mean by requesting? Please take me instead. And what is demanding? You better help or I'll become the worst human being possible. All of these thinking and speech patterns have one common thread of failure. And that's the fact that they are asking for something. Asking for any one thing tells the universe that it's not there for it to be provided to you. You must feel the most benevolent outcome is already happening and change your speaking pattern to make this sound like truth. Such as, instead of asking for healing, simply stating, "Thank you, universe and life, for healing my son, for I now know the evil is seeping out through this sickness." How about the requesting format? How does that look like? "Thank you for the time that I had with my loved one. I shall live on in their memory and take their strengths as my own." How about the demanding portion? What does that look like? "Thank you for strength and understanding within my solo mission, and I am blessed to learn my true potential within this struggle." All of these examples acknowledge the pain, but they do not dwell within its darkness, instead providing strength to the light that is already within it. Because the way you think and speak will always create your reality and its outcomes. So time to break from world for just a moment and come back to your inner truth. And truly ask yourself, have the words and actions that you have been using justifiable? Or are amends needed because of your newfound way of thinking and speaking? Owning these mistakes and not hiding from them allows pure and true growth within you. This is building your personal integrity, a quality that outshines lifetimes. And developing this for yourself looks like owning all of your deliberate actions. It looks like owning all of your words of hate that you deliberately used inside yourself and outwardly towards other people just to manipulate them or to make yourself feel better. So begin recognizing and dropping all the vocabulary and words that gaslight you and others, bring manipulation, self-harm, and hatred. Get rid of all of those. Get rid of anything that holds you back. Again, no hindering vocabulary whatsoever. If any sentence that you speak doesn't have at the end of it a "you got this" feeling, you are using the wrong vocabulary. So recognize that at least 80 to 90% of your speaking is cruel. It's hindering. So don't become your surroundings. You were born to be greater. You are only within these surroundings to find your truest potential. And this looks like not allowing others' opinions to have weight inside your world, because you have developed and started creating self-love and eternal worth. So don't act like nor become your surroundings. You are greater than that. You just happen to be greater than what your surroundings can currently provide for. So life is forcing you into awkward moments and places and phases in order to push you out to find the area of growth that's needed for you. The place to use your abundant potential that you have yet to tap into. All of this is just a growing phase, learning your strengths, finding how far endurance goes inside of you, figuring out all the tools of success for you to have inside your toolkit of life to become your greatest potential self yet. So stop placing time and energy in others that don't help you along your journey. The world needs you to find your greatest possible self and bring it to us. And you deserve this as well. So you are worth the time of taking all of these methods and applying it to yourself in life. Because lately you have been comfortable in living within your own suffering and pain. Let's face it, the hustle and grind of life that you were taught has taught you to shut down and ignore yourself to the point where you don't even hear the alarm bells going off. Because we are built to take in toxic relationships. We are built to have what we call the fallen angel syndrome, that we must heal and fix all these broken people because inherently they might be able to wake up and heal us. They will give us permission to start working on ourselves. You don't need permission, love. Asking for that permission is what I call the Cinderella effect. So now you're going from this fallen angel of wanting to constantly help to asking society, paying society, in fact, taking your production in life and pushing it towards society, saying, "Look what I can do." And you are basically buying love with your productivity. You cannot fix nobody else until you can fix yourself first. And even then, you can only teach somebody how to start fixing themselves. Because again, they have to do it. Only they live within them 100% of the time. This Cinderella effect is clouding all of your judgment, being valued by your productivity and not your worth, because that's how you were taught to seek love. so conditioned from birth to try to fix things, all because you're seeking permission to fix yourself. You don't need permission to heal and be whole once more. It is your birthright to be abundantly great. And all those who don't see it can clear off. Begin learning to self-regulate and make healthy boundaries, not for others, but for yourself. Because you don't want anybody robbing your newfound happiness, something that you had just learned. That is a place of living and being. It is not a destination. It is not a goal. So stop letting others steal from your happiness by attention seeking through doubt seeding. Because remember, as you grow and find yourself, the universe is going to send tests to test you to see if you're applying all the lessons that you have been taught so far, to see if you can actually get out of the hole that it's going to provide for you here in the future faster, better, and become even more gratuitous. So tell life and universe, thank you for teaching me how to become my purest and greatest self yet. Embrace what it throws at you. Because lately, you have been throwing 80% more at yourself than what life and universe has thrown at you. So embrace the task that it gives you as you grow and find yourself. And remember, when you bump into all them haters, that means you're on the right path to your greatness. And all of this just by owning your own actions and coming to your truth and being there for yourself and learning how to show up. Owning the actions by apologizing for all of your past deeds, or at least preparing for your future self when they come back around and they arise in the faces of all of those that you actually had to do wrong in order to get someplace, because you were forced to. Because this looks like doing what is right, not what is easy. Becoming the better person in every situation from here on out. Owning your own actions looks like you did your very best within every given situation with the information allowed at that time. So if your future self is arguing over what you did in the past because you didn't know something, hey, you did your best in that given moment. Perfect. Accept it. Allow it to go and flow away. Don't dwell on it. Allow life to show you all the different possible outcomes that can happen the next time around and choose your greatest outcome possible. So knowing that you did your very best at that given time with the information provided to you, that is your best. Accept it. It might have not been your greatest outcome. It might have not even been a good outcome. It might not have even been favorable, but that is okay because you still process through it. What life is telling you is take those learning key moments within whatever situation and apply them to the rest of yourself. Now, knowing your own wider truth, you can start adjusting every situation accordingly. You can start changing the way you speak to yourself and to others. You can start changing the way you are thinking. And this is your integrity. This is your inner true self, that core. And it is telling you that you are ready for change. I can feel it. It's electric in the air. And learning how to show up for yourself in life looks like owning your actions. And this is the number one step to growth. This is the number one step to healing. This is the number one step to acquiring all of your goals. All by first learning how to unlock your hostile patterns and traits placed there by society and family. As a whole, you must shed all of your old beliefs and old self in order to step into life anew. You must shed all the misconceptions of mind and society. You must shed everything that holds you back. And this allows you to step into your true self. All by shedding your conditional thinking and leaving all the lies that society has taught you behind. Just because you wanted to normalize yourself and fit in, just because they told you that your productivity is your worth, where's the value lie? So this allows us to reprogram and reorganize our vocabulary itself, the way we think and the way we speak. By shedding the vocabulary constraints that promote self-hatred and manipulation, all words that society has normalized for self-victimization. And for some of you, this looks like shedding the shell of narcissistic family members and friends around you. The ones who are always casting shadows of doubt in name of protecting you because they say that they love you. Anybody always keeping you at arm's length? Never fully letting you in and always just giving you judgment and never encouragement? This means it's time to break free to your own self and life. This looks like learning how to show up for yourself during life's lowest moments. The moments that nobody else are going to be there for, because they were never there for your great moments. And it's in these low moments is when life and universe is forcing you to remember everything that you have come through in life so far. Everything that you have not just survived, but thrived through. It is trying to let you focus on everything that you have learned in those low moments so you can now apply it to your current one. So stop just surviving and dodging all the crap that life is throwing at you, yeah? These are the moments of self-reflection. All the things that you are forced to do and become by life and society as a whole. All things that were not you at heart, but still had to do. This is not you. This is not your identity. Life is trying to teach you what your true self is. Just because you are forced to be something for a certain amount of time does not make that you. So for a moment, just ask yourself, why were you forced to become all of these different individuals in these situations? Close your eyes and truly ask, why? This is where you find your seed of abundance planted within you. Roots of greatness forming your veins and heart, teaching you how to apply your own knowledge to yourself. Owning all parts of you, the good, the bad, and the ugly, so you can fully embrace your truest potential and starting points in life, mentally, physically, and spiritually. You are learning what your own integrity is. And this, my love, is bringing you to your whole self for the very first time, in the form of recognition and acceptance. Now, for some of you, I get it. Don't be frightened. This is just your starting point, learning how to accept all the things that you had to do and become. Let's face it, the world's forced you into a corner. Now you're faced with accepting all of your own actions. I'm here to let you know that you cannot fix your past. What you can do is prepare your right now and future self for when all of your past flops come back to haunt. Whether it be 1 month from now or 10 years from now, everything you do in life circles back around because this is the universe seeing if you have grown. How many of the lessons of life did you actually apply to yourself and to the things around you in order to be where you're at now? So everything will circle back around just to test you. The main reason for all of this is because you were never taught self-love and worth. So life is forcing you to show up for yourself, and it's also giving you all of those awkward moments of forgiving and healing. All of this by owning your own true self and the actions that you have done and will be taking here in the future. Strength isn't strong if it hides your truth and makes you weaker. People have to be strong because they needed to. They were forced to, just because there was no other option. Exhaustion is masked by society's norms and necessity. Exhaustion built on years, no, decades of silently suffering a charade of masks that we call resilience. Call it what it is. Come home to truth. Resilience, a mask of neglect. Resilience, a mask of exhaustion. Time to be a conscious caregiver of yourself. You're worthy of rest. You're worthy of love. Being the foundation of strength for everybody else, you have forgotten who you are. You don't need permission to rest. Healing is your birthright. You are a benevolent presence in the here and now, and a tired presence in the here and now. And you were born to heal. Self-love and healing allows you to digest all the moments that you had to be a hero for everybody else and not you. It allows you to digest the fact that strength is caretaking, need to be caretaken for. Now this is the time that you need the rest and that you need the healing. It's time for it. You've earned it. No, you were born to heal so you could become your greatest self. This is not giving up. This is saying to the world and the universe that you need respite. You need fortified. Place all those badges and titles that you earned in life and that they have given you just for you to feel exhausted. place them aside. Stop glamorizing burnout marked as resilience when you mean neglect. So slow it down. Reclaim the stillness in your life and mind once more. Release those shackles of enduring. Release the shackles of strength. Release the shackles of the hustle and grind. Release the shackles of society norms, the things that made you lie to yourself to pure exhaustion. Release all the titles that come with the mask of resilience. All those badges that are bridges. They were never meant to become personality traits of performance, of continuation. So please, don't use these titles and badges just to fill your time and to occupy your mind. Instead, fill your portfolio so you can ease your future. So as you age, you can rest properly. Because let's face it, you stress instead of relax. Body is tense, muscles ache. Mind is a hurricane and a nuisance of other people's noise. This has nothing to do with you. Come back to peace. Come back to your inner self. Learn how to relax once more. Tell the hurricane of chaos in your brain, sit in the center of it and tell it to shut up. And everything can be figured out the moment we all relax. The subconscious will handle all the rest. Fortify yourself. Fortify your mind, your heart, and your spirit, because your state of health depends on it. Relax and fortify your body, because your livelihood demands it. Spirit is demanding respite and a time out just to go, Take the time every day to breathe positivity into your life. You were born to illuminate. You were born to shine, not to follow. Take 10 minutes every morning to breathe that positivity and illumination into yourself. You become intensely focused on your healing. Become intensely focused on your self-gratitude. Strength and resilience are but bridges. This is why we call it endurance and enduring. It's but a momentary trait and mask that we all must wear in order to get from one place to another in life. It is not meant to be a constant state of being. So slow down, take a breath for a first time since who knows when. Allow yourself to set aside everybody else's problems and feel the lost time of yourself. Feel all those parts that were lost and recognize them. Figure out what needs to be healed. Figure out what needs to be expressed. Slowing down truly means mourning all the little parts of you that you lost along the way. All the little bits and pieces that didn't fit into society. All the little pieces that your relationships with friends, family, romantic partners, every little thing that you had to hide. Come back. Reclaim all the character traits that you loved and suppressed. Reclaim all the times that you felt like you had to audition for love in this life. When you realized that all that love that you were seeking was inside you all along. You are enough, darling. You are more than enough and always have been. Life and society has chipped away at you so much you have forgotten your own self-worth. Little piece of you, now broken, scattered about. You've forgotten your self-worth, losing a sense of belonging, and fearing the word called home. You don't want to rest because that means lose. You don't want to rest because that means you've given up. But this is society talking back to you through that Cinderella complex. You have been on autopilot all the way until now. Programmed to fear self-expression. Programmed to ridicule those with individuality. So it's time for you to stop your own song and dance and embrace all the parts of your eternal world that you are forced to leave behind just to be able to fit in. Cry for all those lost pieces of you. Keep crying until you flood yourself out of the hole that life made you dig in. Float to the top, stand up, and walk away a brand new person. Caretaker resentment is an overwhelming emotion, making you think that the patient is deliberately doing these acts against you. Though having a slightly tougher case because my father that I was caretaking for was also my biggest bully in life and tormentor. Being an overwhelming narcissist, however, a great worker and did amazing for his society and country. So to drop everything in life to help him was the beginning of finding my true strength of heart and integrity. It took everything I had and more, spending 24 hours a day, on call, not working a real job, barely leaving the house, because he could not be left alone. And for all of you out there, you need to know, caretaking is not for the lazy or the weak of mind. For life had backed me into a corner, and taking the remaining of my savings from the corporate job that I had and buying a 1/3 plot of land just 50 yards away from here, I wanted to build a house and a sanctuary all for my own. But then COVID hit, y'all. So I just put Dad in his wheelchair, parked him on the front porch, and started working on the front gardens when we got the call that Mom had passed away. I mean, Dad had a fit naturally, but this is also when the VA steps in, the Veterans of America. Now getting a small stipend, the VA paid me monthly for caretaking, which would have been 50 times more if he would have been inside the VA hospital. Because at this time, his foot had gotten bad and they had to amputate just above his knee. And with dementia setting in nearly full throttle, I had to learn to clean and wound care, be an emotional and physical therapist, giving bath aid, shower aid, cooking, cleaning, just everything in the house. Now keep in mind, I'm only getting paid $500 a week with 0 breaks, on call 24 hours a day when he needs assistance. This barely covers the cost of living. Then in 2023, my auntie passes, Dad's little sister. It just wreaks havoc across the entire household. Dad turning just utterly difficult, and just pushing me to the brink of just insanity, y'all. Going through a lot of sleep deprivation, and it was... But on March 3rd of 2024, Dad passes, just 4 days before my birthday, leaving stepmom and I to figure out the pieces, and stressed from all the hospital bills. Since March of 2024, my money has been gone. No one willing to hire me because I'm overqualified for all of Iowa. So dealing with all the strife and grief that I have been going through the last few years, I decided to pick up the camera and start filming everything that I'm doing inside the garden and house. Working on re-landscaping the entire yard to overcome my mental strife and emotional turmoil, realizing how YouTube is saving me from everything that I have been going through. For filming the landscaping, I've noticed a healthier me. While making little videos, going over into long form, I'm realizing that I'm starting a video journal, and I'm journaling how to overcome. And this is when my cousin overseas in the Navy had reached out to me and said, what you're going through is very tough and very emotional, and you should actually share this journey. Thus, my Gardening and Life series was born. Gardening becoming my therapy and exercise, while YouTube was my journaling and emotional therapy. Becoming a living journal of how to cope with mental anguishes and the deep losses that I have experienced. I mean, yes, my cousin did help a little bit, but even he couldn't really fully understand. And that's when you beautiful souls stepped in. With all the comments motivating me to keep on, to continue talking about with what I'm emotionally and mentally dealing with while working all these hours inside the garden and re-landscaping. You, the commenters, and the subscribers of this channel has helped heal me mentally, physically, and spiritually. By slowing down life, I was able to calm my brain and process the torment of life, to go through the storm, and to re-watch all of these hours inside the garden and to calm that storm down until I understood how to find peace inside myself again. Life struggles are still very much real, don't get me wrong. But creating this YouTube content has shown me a new side of life. Happiness is a mindset inside the heart and the brain. Not a goal, not a path, nor a destination. Happiness is in the heart and the mind's eye of knowing without a doubt that life in the universe has your back. Teaching how to thrive instead of just survive. Knowing I just need to live for those that I've lost along the way. Love more, laugh the loudest, cry the hardest, and embrace the now and embody all of their combined strengths. For their life would go on with every choice and action that I make in my life. Struggling to exist or to even speak your mind. It's a primal struggle so deep, it's the struggle of life itself. You feel the burning pain ripping through your bones, straight to the core of your spirit. struggling just to stay alive or to find your worth. You were born to be a unique individual, a personalized character, and share that to the world. You didn't know you were being conditioned from birth. How could you? You were still young and innocent. You were taught to shrink so small, leave no room for independent thought. Conditioned to do the work and grind and to ignore your misery like it's normal. Because everything has been done this way since forever. And that's the mirror of society talking. Mimic the correct standards of society. Mimic speech, mimic thought, mimic action. It is so deeply rooted, it has taken over your identity itself. This is a conditioning that started so early that your brain can no longer perceive the difference between the programming that you receive each day and yourself. Constantly receiving this buzzing on what to do, how to be, how to react, how to think, what is correct. A buzzing that is ripping you apart from the inside. It was so subtle at first, but now clashing planets to the core of your being. As your spirit is yelling to take me off the sidelines, just waiting to be freed once more. Told that wanting and doing for yourself is too hard. You're not smart enough. You're not capable of achieving your goals and dreams. To simply want more for life means that you're too needy. You want to shrink back down and fall in line because it's smart and safe, so you think. Just because it's easier, just because it's safe, because you are told that's how you're going to be loved. It's safer to be measured by your productivity than to be measured by your worth. Learning to absorb, learning to mimic, learning to adapt. You must learn to memorize. You must make fake talk. You must smile. You must mold yourself properly to society's norms, otherwise you will not be loved. Your conditioning is so deep, you're scared to reflect any type of individuality of yourself. So scared of the ridicule, so scared of people making fun of you, so scared of the lash out of just having anything personal. So instead, you become the master of mimicry, blending in, skilled at disappearing in plain sight. Mirroring everything all around you while you hear your soul cry for you to come home to truth, crying for you to just take the leap of faith and trust yourself. You were born for self-expression. You were born to live, not to follow. You were born to experience, to learn, to teach, to experience some more. You were never meant to fall in line. You are not a machine for the few to control and for the many to suffer. Get mad. Let them be offended. Let them call you selfish. Just let them call you selfish for finding your worth, for finding your self-love, for finally looking eternally and realizing what you were made to do. You were born to be a unique individual, a personalized character, and share that to the world. Your experiences are a personal thing. Nobody can take this away from you. You were sent here for your experiences alone, not to follow line, not to follow what every single person is doing. So be the person to refuse to follow rules that break your personal rights. You were born to be free, to live expressively, not gagged by social norms or rules that entrap the mind and dull the senses. So burn down that mirror effect of society. You were meant to shine, not reflect. Start feeling your inner illuminance. Once more. Hear that again. You were meant to shine. So take that illuminance and shine it. Walk away from behind that glass. Walk away and come out into the light. You are not that mirror. So shine. You were meant to disrupt. You were meant to create. You were meant to inspire. You were meant to challenge world. You were meant to challenge life. You were meant to challenge authority. You were not meant to be agreeable. Again, you were not meant to be agreeable. Yes, you will be disappointing so many people. You will be called the disruptor, and that's fine. You are living your truth. They're going to hate you for finding your self-love and worth. That is okay, because on your way, you're going to find your true tribe. Just own it. Own the fact that you're coming home to self, to self-love, to worth, to individuality. Own the fact that you're coming back home to relieve yourself of all the anger, of all the things that they have conditioned you to be, and you weren't. Come home for the very first time to yourself, and it is going to be messy. Everything in life is messy, so do it messy. Let them be mad. Hopefully, when you show them that you notice your worth, you're guiding them for their self-realization and for their love and for their own path. So, inspire. Inspire by healing and finding yourself. Throw away that weighted blanket of social norms. Start shining like the radiant being that you were born to be. And embrace coming back home to your truth and to your values, to your integrity. Reclaim and restore your inner peace once more. Far too long you have been ignoring the daily buildup of life. Most struggle because they think others will not understand. This is for all of you and your loved ones who are going through life struggles. We all know how challenging it can be to confront yourself or others when cocooning in life's depression. These next few minutes will teach you how to navigate these tricky times of life without being intrusive for those in need. The lesson is knowing how to encourage, when to apply it, and how to help acknowledge areas of growth. Further being the support as they cocoon in their life's depression. As outsiders, it is your job to recognize, acknowledge, and offer support, not necessarily guidance, just a reminder of their greatness. Those having issues at the moment in life need help reminding their worth, their self-love, and motivation to get back up and try again. Because ultimately, it is all of our own jobs to get ourselves out of the slums of life. You got this. Use your surroundings as a reminder of your awesomeness, not depressing thoughts. Learning to become your number one ally is vital for your life and health. This takes time, I understand, but you are worth the effort of applying this to you. I have two great phrases that I actually lived by for the last 20 years that have provided a lot of help. Is that the whole in life will end when you put the shovel down. And the shovel is the words that you feed yourself daily, which will drive your emotions and actions, or the lack of. Second phrase is an old Amish proverb. Yes, I said an Amish proverb. It is very graceful and it brings tears to my heart of joy every time I think about it. Nothing in life is too heavy or difficult when community around you helps lift. Again, let that sink in. Nothing in life is too difficult when the community around you helps lift. Most important, these phrases teach you that everybody has limitations in all the areas of life. And recognizing your thresholds to allow yourself to ask for help before breakdown occurs. Learning these thresholds of tipping points is a state of growth. You will see your endurance strengthen once you shine light on all of your tolerances and their thresholds. So please, if you and a loved one are being hit by hardships, this too shall pass. And keep all your hostilities in check, mentally, physically, verbally, because there are always conclusions to everything in this life and universe. And you want to be able to live with all of your decisions that you made at your low points after the end of these conclusions. So through all of these trials in life, when the dust settles, make sure you tried your very best in every moment with the given information at that time. And this, my friend, is where it matters. This is why it's crucial to know your threshold of tolerances throughout everything in every aspect of life, all to avoid meltdowns. And being autistic, I do understand a lot about this. So I can relate to my fellow introverts and sensory overload brethrens. Simplified, let each other know I see you and I'm here for you if need be. But eternally, this mission is a solo journey. Dismiss the phrase that has been knocking down generation after generation after generation of greatness. What's the one phrase holding back generations across humanity, stopping greatness from ever taking root? That is, one person cannot change the world. This video providing nuanced ways of how to view this. All by changing yourself, thus your immediate environment, then changing the world that you are a part of. Don't forget that you matter. Don't be stuck on working on everybody else's problems. Don't be stuck on completely helping out others and forgetting about yourself. Just like I did for 43 years, going around the world helping everything else out while ignoring me. Feeling the more that you do, the less that you're worth, the less that you even matter. Finally realizing that our individuality is the power of change. Learning how changing myself changed the world around me. All by taking everything back to the basics, just simplifying it all, looking at it in a way of a child's eyes. I want to welcome you back into week 4 of deep diving into ourselves, finding your truest self. You've experienced it before, the delay, known as preparation paralysis, overthinking a project or a goal, anyone else reaching a point of burnout without applying action to your actual goal itself, taken down by the worst case scenario. Yes, Robin, you got that right. All the what ifs, all the should've, could've, and would'ves, everything that just drowned you out and hold you back. Always sitting around, oh God, I'm going to look ridiculous. You know what? Looking stupid is a part of the growth. This is what holds most smart people back because they don't want to be dubbed as being stupid or looking ridiculous in that moment. How are you going to learn if you don't get outside of the box that you already know? How are you going to experience something new if you don't dive deep into nuance? So yes, Brad, you're absolutely right. We are all of our worst critics. So if you are stuck in life, this is going to help teach you how to bring it back to the basics, how to calm everything down inside your brain and around you in your environment for you to be able to understand just where you need to start, exactly your focal points. And this looks like embracing failure as a starting point. This is for all of us. This teaches you exactly where your strengths and weaknesses are for harmonizing yourself. Sorry, Dave, I do not believe that whatsoever. There is no such thing as natural talent. I fully believe that the effort that you put into life is going to be the outcomes that you achieve. Meaning, don't expect more out of life than what you yourself has provided to the world and the universe itself. Believing in practice is perfection. So what are you hiding from behind the phrase, natural talent? Bringing it back to the basics means taking those critical baby steps of releasing your greatest potentials. And Dave, this is something no one should be taken lightly, because you are worth becoming your best possible self. This means action is needed over talking, or else all motivation is fleeting. So if you have a strong passion for something new, and you don't know where to begin, dive into it. Hands-on learning is the best tool of life. Not studying in a book, not learning it online, not in the classroom. You don't watch others do it, you do it with them in order for you to learn the process, in order for you to gain that muscle memory. So your action is key to growth. And all the effort you put behind your action will be the amount of growth that is provided to you in this life. Sorry, Jess, no matter how mundane you think it is, the effort behind it is your catalyst to becoming remarkable. Learning how to apply yourself in ways that you're scared of. Change does not happen by staying still in life. So it's time to become the protagonist, the main character inside of your story. This is your life, and it's all about stepping off the sidelines and becoming an active participant. Break free to newer things because you had finally found the courage to. Yes, Kim, meaning that you have the courage to get up and try. No matter how many times you have fallen on your face, no matter how many times you have fallen, as long as you get back up, it is not failure. So instead of giving up and giving in, ask yourself truly, where does your future happiness lie? Is it in right now? Is it in how you're living right now? or is it someplace else? So truly think about if your future happiness isn't being stuck like you are right now for the next 20 years. It is now time to break into your best self and finally have the courage to embrace your failures and apply action and figure out how to make them perfection. Embracing these failures is testing your growth. It's testing your skills. It is providing you the knowledge of where all of your endurances of life lie. And this is what it means by taking it back down to the basics. Through small accomplishments, all of your largest goals will come to fruition. And this is why the phrase, "one person can't change the world," holds you hostage. Because did you know that you're the answer to other people's problems in this world? And twice removed statistically from directly affecting the next world leaders? Whoa. So no matter how mundane you think the aha moments are inside of your life or how silly anything that you have to give to the world is, you are a puzzle piece in the great unknown. And by applying action to yourself and sharing your conclusions to the rest of us is how you're going to provide help. This is how you provide change. This is how one person can change the world. Because this in turn will help others solve their problems, which would help others solve their problems. Do you see the snowball effect of greatness happening now? So as you see, together we thrive, or divided, we just keep surviving and not truly living. And yes, Sarah, I absolutely believe what you just said. We all have to be the prime example of the change. Especially while the old ways of thinking and living are finally fading away for the better benefit of the greater world. Yes, this is hard at times, but through your persistence of just showing up, you begin leveling up the world around you by showing them what the next level of living and thinking is, all by simply viewing you, because you are already doing it yourself. So you are actively changing other people's mindsets through the way that you are showing them how great you are by living this way. You are actively changing people's thinking and making them question, how can I obtain what they have? You are altering other people's thinking patterns, thus creating change, not just in your life, but in their life. Now you are changing the world. This is one person changing the world. So dismiss that phrase. Dismiss the phrase that has been knocking down generation after generation after generation of greatness. Learn how to take it back to the basics, because to change yourself is to create change in this world, thus effectively changing it. So action is success. If you move a rock every single minute of your life, you can move an entire mountain alone. So nothing changes if you stay the same. That mountain could be a mountain of regret, or it could be a mountain of greatness. You choose the rocks that you carry throughout your life. Avoid self-sabotage by applying action to your goals, bringing your dreams into reality. Yes, Wes, that is absolutely correct. Slow it down, everybody. Let's take our time and enjoy the journey. Life is in the process, and the outcomes are just byproducts of our personal efforts and learning points. This is a great summary of taking it back to the basics. Have you heard this recently? Everybody's running around looking for unconditional love with a pocket full of conditions. Which absolutely beats my saying. I mean, the further you run from yourself, the harder it's going to hit you when it circles back around. So, how about those conditions? Learning to silence the world and how to be authentic and confident with yourself is the key to your happiness. What this means is not giving thoughts to other people's opinions. I mean, we all got our own, but nobody wants to hear it. Let's face it, you can barely contain yourself at this level of life, let alone worrying about other people's opinions. Which brings us to you. You matter. You're more important than you can ever imagine. To realize that your individual outlook can inspire the next generation of world leaders. To be great versus greedy. Your presence alone within 9.3 billion people proves this fact. The universe needs your help to achieve the next level of greatness. No matter how small you think your role is, no matter how mundane you think your gifts are, share them to the world. You could be the missing idea for another person to complete their project, and them trying to complete another person's project. So you see the snowball of greatness happening there. Together, us 9.3 billion people are the grand change of abundance, you included. So stop silencing yourself, because you will never be heard by those who actually need to utilize your gifts. You must be found and heard across the world. And with today's capabilities, that is very easy to achieve. Share your gifts of life, may it be a talent of music, of art, of just speaking, of motivation, of giving off entertainment, building, creating, anything that you're interested in. Bring it to the world. So maybe if you're a person who says, I don't have a talent, your talent is just showcasing missed opportunities that could have been used by everyday life. The list goes on. There are as many talents as there are people, 9.3 billion. So there are talents for us all to learn and to foster. This means that there is no such thing as natural talent. Practice makes perfect. So you are not lost in life. You are just early to the process. Being a caretaker of life and others is extremely challenging, but the biggest challenge yet is accepting caretaking for yourself. That you need to be caretaken for in order to grow. You need rest in order to achieve your strength. Embrace and accept the biggest single challenge that you have yet to face. That is yourself. This is knowing how to silence the world and coming back within. Knowing what you need to do in order to properly heal so you can show up for yourself, so you can show up for the rest of the world and the others around you the way that you intend to, the way that you've always wanted to, instead of being stretched thin. So the most purest and rewarding thing you can do is to become your own hero, to become the protagonist in your own life story, to show up. So put yourself on top of the list of people that you need to caretake for. Yes, I get it. This is a nuance and a novel way of looking at the world at the moment. This one simple thing that you do for yourself is going to quiet the noise of society and allow you to fall back into healing, allow you to fall back into growth, allow you to realign yourself back with your life goals and path. Because let's face it, to die for somebody is easy, but to live for them is 100 times harder. So I want you to dare yourself every single day to show up for yourself so you can be the most healthiest and happiest individual for all of those around you. Silence the world and become fully present within yourself for the first time since when? Just realizing the pull of life, work, family, friends, romantic partners, it has all but spread you too thin. But at what cost? As you try to show up for each and every one of them, you're realizing that it's only 10% of you that is present at that moment. Just 10%. So if you learn how to just quiet the noise and tell people, hey, I'm working on myself at the moment, so I can only be there for the major stuff right now. So put yourself on the list of healing. Put yourself on the list of, hey, I need to caretake for myself in order to help them properly. And it is okay. Just let them know you will start showing up more once you get more balanced again. This is not greedy. This is fortification. This is telling yourself that you need to heal. This is asking the people around you, please understand that I need to do this for me. What this is, it's providing hopeful pain. And what does that mean? Hopeful pain. When you look at life's pain and griefs of your past and apply the action of their knowledge that they have given you to your current down moments, it's the most beautiful gift that depression gives to you, because it does remind you everything that you have been through, but then it also shows you you're still here. You didn't just survive, you thrived. Now what did you learn from it to get out of this moment right now? I do have a complete video on the gifts that depression provides to us. That link is down below if you want to check that out. But I just want to let you know, silencing the world would allow you to find your inner voice, would allow you to find your truth, would allow you to be able to focus on where you want your gifts to flourish. This begins your starting point with every aspect of life. And trust me, you want to be a part of this because it removes the lost feelings. It removes the self-doubt. As I mentioned in my own personal quote at the beginning, this means to stop running from yourself and life and just to embrace it. It's what I call the AAA. Acknowledge, accept, and apply action. Because the further you run from life, the harder it hits when it swings back around. So remember, you got this. What happens when the world takes everything away from you? When life progresses and you lose everything? Does it become meaningless? No. When you truly have nothing left, nothing to lose, you will look up and grin because life will fucking quake for you. Rock bottom has many faces. It has many levels. And your rock bottom is the mountaintop which you must jump from. Yes, I will repeat this. Your rock bottom is the mountaintop which you must jump from. By embracing your whole self, the good, the bad, the ugly, the effects of my AAA approach will help you along your journey. And what is this? It's acknowledge it, accept it, and apply action to your life to unlock your greatest potentials. This is your greatness inside of you, your birthright. This nuanced approach to mental health and well-being will help you to navigate the root causes of all of your stressors in life, how to face yourself, and how to start your personal growth to become your greatest self possible. Today's lesson is about rock bottom, which I am sure we've all had a glimpse of at least once. This is how to navigate the different levels and terrains of rock bottom itself. All the while of how to heal and apply action to the rest of your life while you're coping and healing mentally in your own rock bottom. So welcome to the most toughest thing that you'll ever do in your life, and that is to find your true self. Number one, I am not your doctor, so everything today should not be considered medical advice. I am simply gifting 43 years of my wisdom to help you out and guide you through your current stressful time. So let me get personal for just a moment. I come from a military background, 8 generations that have fought for our rights and freedoms. We had no time for ourselves. The family unit was a collective whole. Too busy helping others survive the world, so by the time I even looked up and recognized myself, I was in my mid-20s, 400 pounds, unrecognizable to myself and to others, depression so deep that it rooted into my psyche. It became a personality trait, and I'm sure that some of you have dealt with this, because this personality trait is a pure doom and gloom. It making you feel at home and safe within your own pain. And I'm sure you know this feeling, my friend. And I never understood until that moment that love isn't supposed to hurt. It's not supposed to be this painful. We were conditioned to fight the good fight for everybody else while ignoring ourselves to literal death. So how did I find my way back from rock bottom's grasp while 90% of my inner circle crossed the rainbow bridge? I looked within my remaining glow and essence and ventured down upon to rock bottom, viewed out and realized it's a never-ending abyss. For rock bottom is as broad of a spectrum as love itself. So doing the unthinkable, I allowed myself to feel every pain, every sorrow, every hurt, every guilt. I allowed decades of self-ignorance to bubble up and allow myself to be engulfed by it. Now depression deeper than ever before, I found its starting point. I found where it was rooted within my all. I sat at the center stage of the tornado of my depression, my anger, my pain, all of my stress. I sat center stage with every emotion, with every memory I had. So I found the starting point of my new individual life, and I had to jump. I had to jump right into it, from rock bottom. And just know that it was an all or nothing deal. For the first time, I felt all the energies of the world embrace me. Embracing my version of emotional and mental resurrection that birthed my true individuality. And I'm here to teach you this. Because true individuality, this is not apologetic. It makes the world keep up with it. It is a self-made trend starter. Being so bold, you are classified as a new color. And this, my friend, is influence. Authenticity so strong that words have no expression for. And this is who I am, and I hope you become as well. Let's start from the basics. Your gifts. They are not meant for you. They are meant for you to perfect and share to the world for others to benefit from. This is why some of you can be sitting at home, wallowing in your self-pity, fistful in tubs of cookie dough ice cream into your face, while talking on the phone with your homie, and giving the greatest advice of your life. Why is this? Over and over and over again, you're helping the bestie out, saying these genius advices, yet you're not realizing that this is the gift of your depression, showing you that all of your past selves didn't fail, because this is the wisdom of them now thriving through your current self. So subconsciously, you're applying this wisdom to the homie, but not yourself. Why is this? Because you are blinded by your own light, tripping on yourself through life until you fall and break, because this is where you find your all. And this is when most people double down and start the blame game all over again, when you need to go to the mirror and take a deep look into your own eyes and apologize to yourself for the first time. The first step in my AAA approach is to acknowledge yourself. Acknowledge your pains, acknowledge your failures, and acknowledge your role that you had to play in the percentage of the part in all of its outcomes. So without blaming and not even blaming yourself, I want you to acknowledge the fact that all of these things happened for you. Yes, for you. Because life and universe knows that the greatest things come from the toughest of circumstances. And you're no exception, my friend. Which brings us to step 2. Accept. Accept that these things happen to you. Accept that you cannot change them. So now accept the fact that you have to strategically learn from your life and its situations. Analyze them, then formulate a cohesive plan for your future self to enact when the situation arises again. Or at least if a similar situation arises. The best question that I was ever asked during situations like these, so what are you going to do next? This is you preparing for the worst so you can have peace of mind to live your very best. Prioritizing your options in life. So step 3 is applying your actions. To activate your healing and your greatness in life and your success, you must actively ask the hardest and tough questions. Does this take away from me and my happiness? Does this take away from the goal at hand? If yes, avoid it at all possible cost. If you have to endure it, grin and bear it, because this is a learning moment for you. So action in this aspect is putting yourself number 1 on top of the list to protect, heal, and nurture. Because a mother cannot care for an infant if not healthy herself. So you can see there is harmony in all of this. Every day a different test. This is life leveling up your skills and making you become the hero of your own story. Becoming an active participant, fluid, and all of this just to prepare you for rock bottom. So let's get into some rock bottom moments. First, I want to explain why you must go through the things that you do. Because rock bottom forces you to dive deep within inside yourself. to break the barriers of yourself that you have forced there and put there for you, to break through and birth the greatest version of you possible into this world for the rest of us to see. The version of you that sits in the back of your mind, in the back of your emotions. Because rock bottom is a place of lost dreams, forgotten hopes, unrealized potentials. All that litters this landscape of which you must rummage through to find your greatness, a landfill of collective consciousness of lost hope. But when you open your eyes and then you realize rock bottom is a place of pure magic. This is where the soul's creative influence takes hold. A place that transforms rage and anger into pure motivational action, taking your raw emotional energy and making greatness from them. All fuel for the seed of abundance, made just for you. So if you're going to be tapping into the raw power of anger and rage, it's time to learn how to transmutate that energy into fuel for pure motivation, for your greatness of growth and success. Not to show them, but to show yourself. Rock bottom is where you find your connection to your truest purpose and unlimited potentials. This is where you birth yourself anew into this world. You rebirth into self-worth, love, acceptance, individuality. This is finding you for the very first time and understanding that all of the stress in your life was bringing you back to you. It was trying to show you that you needed to heal yourself. It was yelling so strong, saying, hey, your stressors were bringing attention to you. Let's do a quick 1-minute exercise. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine your mental self, you seeing you. Now hug yourself. A pure emotional mental embrace. Now feel the wave of healing wash over you, quaking through your veins, every cell and hair follicle. Now feel your blood pumping through you. It's delivering nutrients, healing, cleansing. Now thank your life force and your 5.1 trillion cells for healing you constantly. Open your eyes, please. This is how you must talk and reconnect with your body, with positivity, with thankfulness and reinforcement. You are the conductor of your vessel, the body. You are not the controller. Your job is to listen within, supply the ample amount of nutrients that is needed, and deliver them when necessary, and then heal through direct localization. So if you have a problem with your body, I can make a complete separate video, if you'd like me to, on how I use toning to heal myself. Leave a comment down below if you're interested in that. So in all, rock bottom has many faces, many levels. All of you are going to face it at least once in your life. But remember this, my friend, rock bottom is there to remind you of your greatness. Because greatness must be put under pressure in order to see itself. All the finish lines are just there. Don't give up as your gifts are just being handed to you. Don't quit just before the goal. Endurance is just action when all else is failing. And strength is only strong when you force regular into extraordinary. Did you know that there are only 2 things holding you back in this world? And once you learn them, you can use it to gain influence and trust to anybody around the world? First is your own beliefs. Ooh, what? How do you turn your anger into motivation and your rage into disciplined action? This method that I have developed over the last 20 years teaches you how to use and transform your raw emotional energy into seeds of abundance that fuel your greatness. Birthing pure confidence, embracing trust with unapologetic individuality that guides and influences. Becoming your own personal trendsetter in your own right. Because this is you transforming, my friend. to apply the AAA effect of acknowledge, accept, and apply action to your own personal self, and while gaining trust and influence to the rest of the world around you. So let me get personal with you. I used to weigh 400 pounds. Yes, this. I used to weigh twice as much. How did I lose half of me? Learning that confidence is just data that your brain collects. And through baby steps in achieving bite-sized accomplishments, I started building self-esteem as I started completing larger goals through those baby steps. So after every goal completed, self-esteem and my confidence just started boosting and boosting. Learning the hard way, I needed to apply myself to myself. Anyone else have a problem with applying themselves to themselves with basic things, but don't have a problem working 70 hours a week on the hustle and grind for a paycheck? That is society's program inside of you. You were taught from birth to suffer, and I am here to unstuck you, my friend. Knowing that failure is just your success in disguise, and they are playing tag with you. Because success knows that your failures will teach you how to control it, and it is a sadist. It wants you to bring your all to life's party. How do I know this? Well, I'm here. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm depression-free. All 20-year-old habits gone. No longer. Using this AAA effect for 20 years now, my weight loss was just the first trial, and a new form of self was found, because I realized that action was the catalyst to my confidence. Action ignited the love within, and this is what I use as influence, my friend. Always applying action before doubt ever occurs. Procrastination kills dreams. And I'm not talking about faking it until you make it. That lie holds you back. If talking and pretending did anybody any good, I would have never reached 400 pounds. However, being autistic did make things a little worse, which is why I created the AAA effect. Yes, I think it's funny calling it the AAA because I do understand that it is an insurance. However, through my autism, and the need to be able to cope with the world and to be able to run through it as an individual, I needed to develop this AAA effect. And so today I am now sharing this with you because on that day, I acknowledged that I was severely obese. I acknowledged that the only person who can do the work was me. And the key point here is that I accepted that only I live within inside this vessel, my body, and only I am able to change it. So then the second step was acceptance. I accepted the challenge. I accepted that no matter what, no matter how long it took, I'm going to get this done. Which brings us to the major last step of this 3-step process. Apply small daily dose actions in order to reprogram yourself into your best possible self. The major key point here is action. Without ever applying yourself, the changes that you seek in life will never happen. They won't happen. So yes, it's true, you can only change yourself, but to influence another, now that is a skill. Now in the corporate world, face-to-face, this was much easier. On the phones, it was a little bit more difficult, but here, over the internet, all of our social media platforms, it is much more difficult. So understanding and remembering that personality is individualized. You must go with the flow of the conversation and know the group of people that you're speaking with. Because once you know who you're speaking with, this helps to navigate the conversation. It gains trust and starts developing influence because they know that you understand them. So how does this AAA effect help navigate you to gain others' trust and influence? Well, let's go through the steps real quick. Number 1, we must first acknowledge the issue at hand. So what problem are you helping to solve? And who are you helping to solve this problem? What age group? Now this is going to tell you how much more details that you need to provide. Because if you're already speaking with an age group that already knows half of the information that you're saying, you are going to lose their focus just because they already know what you're saying. 2, accept your role. By helping others acknowledge and accept their part of the issue, or by helping yourself and acknowledge that your role might be the issue. And what I mean by your role being the issue, your job. I used to work for hotels, customer care and service management. So you had to take the grunt of the issues for the company. My job was accepting that my role was being the issue for the customer, and I had to calm them down, help navigate the situation, and hopefully get a repeat customer in the future because I did my job correctly. So the action here is providing immediate help. Teaching with a compliment to reassure them that you understand their issue and plight. This shows that you appreciate and acknowledge their part of the effort inside the solution. This calms the situation down by telling their brain, hey, I am being heard and understood. And then at this point, if you have the ability, offer to help reverse engineer any said issue at hand, to see if helpful solutions with more eyes can be offered and be brought to light. This is gaining extra trust and value with inside you helping with the solution. Now combining, hey, mirror. Yeah, you, mirror. Did you know that there are only two things holding you back in this world? And once you learn them, you can use it to gain influence and trust to anybody around the world? Yeah, come here. First is your own beliefs. Ooh, what? The very manifestations that you are trying to conjure hold you back. And I can prove this with just one simple question. What do you believe that you truly deserve in this life right now? Did your answer have an underlay of needing to earn it? Hold that thought, yeah? Second thing holding you back? The universe only gifts what you believe is available. So my friend, your thoughts, prayers, hopes, and manifestation mantras hold you back. Let me explain this nuanced way of changing your mindset to success and personal confidence. First, we have all heard that what we tell ourselves becomes our reality. But what is not mentioned is the emotional truths behind your thoughts. This is why negativity outweighs. The emotions behind it are stronger. When your subconscious emotional state aligns with your thoughts and your words align as truth in your feelings, without hindrance, you get the universe's attention. And the ingredients of your greatness is provided to you. What does this mean? It means that the universe will only allow you to succeed within your own beliefs and mental constraints. So do the words that you think, speak, and tell yourself hold you back in any way, shape, or form? Or do they provide encouragement? Do they already provide you the greatest outcome possible within already saying it? Do they provide appreciation with inside it? Because asking for anything is telling the universe that it's not there for it to provide to you. Again, asking for any one thing tells the universe and life that it is not there for it to be provided to you. Because this means that you already believe that you don't have it. You see where I'm coming at here. So if you would like to learn more about how your vocabulary holds you hostage, I got a link down below that you can check out at the end of this video. Because now you got control of yourself with pure positivity. But now you encounter the opposite. The dark void of the brutal negative person, the narcissist. People like this are everywhere, so listen up, my friend. You cannot change someone else, but you can influence them. There are multiple ways of doing this, so let's provide some examples. If you happen to be a mentor, a good friend, if you happen to be a parent, or if you're a boss and reside over individual colleagues, shine a light on their strengths, their interests, their hobbies. Anything that helps them guide to a wholesome outcome to let them know that they're in a good environment. These helpful solutions reassure them that you got them, that you understand the situation. So remember, if you are the parents, if you are the boss, if you are teachers, there is no such thing as natural talent. What is easy for some is hard for others, and vice versa. By showing up for yourself and sticking to completing small accomplishments to achieve larger goals, this is applied to influence, and this is also applied to businesses, to marketing to sales. All by remembering, acknowledge the situation, acknowledge who you're dealing with, accept the challenge at hand, accept that you might be the issue at hand, and help apply action, and apply action to yourself, and help show others how to apply action to the areas of their life. Never making it about you and making it about them gains influence, showing that procrastination stops motivation and halts your dreams. So acknowledge the situation by accepting the challenge and by applying the action all the way to completion. Because you got this, and you need to reassure those that you're trying to encourage that they got this. Using a similar method, I was able to anticipate business colleagues' moods inside boardrooms. Acknowledging that the underlying stressors were actually work itself, I accepted that this would make reasoning what we needed to do for work more difficult, resulting in me applying my psychology background from school into the boardroom. Since work was the stressor and most people do not know how to have a good balance of work and life combination, I taught them how to apply this balance, gaining trust and influence, all because I helped them show up for themselves in a better way, and then thus gaining happiness, thus giving a mental clarity in solving their own problems for their own company, all by always offering helpful critiques, just to help find its root issue and its starting points. I don't know how many people bought my ideas when I worked for other companies just because I helped them solve a personal problem. Sales, however, is a completely different beast on its own, because your product needs to supply a solution and you need to create demand through trust. However, this is a double-edged sword. Implement too many trust strategies, you come off fake. Don't implement any, you come off as a prude, not wanting to help your customers or client base. There is harmony. There is harmony in the clues that your own guest, clients, and customers provide to you, especially within conversations. A genuine conversation can help lighten the mood because this tells the person that you understand their issue. This gains trust. You are now the influencer. So I used to tell head execs, hey, we are all human here. Why don't we just go do something unorthodox and go and have a fun lunch? Because sometimes the fastest and best answers come from alternative methods, like break time, lunchtime, fun time. Getting your mind off of the solutions so the solutions can come and find you. This is by all means an autistic approach. The reason why us autistic people can travel billions and trillions of miles within a blink of an eye, us knowing that the answers come from within and on the out, so we go as far as we can possibly go to look down outside the box and get all the answers. But sorry about that tangent. So another example while working for these hotels is when you are working customer care, you have to acknowledge that you are the customer's problem. You are the face of the company that they are currently mad at, and you have to be the shield. This is acknowledging their issue, acknowledging the age range of who you're speaking with, accepting their plight, and accepting your role, which is taking the hate for the company to calm your customer down, resulting in helpful action, and hopefully a returning customer for life. Experience with people matters here. So if you have zero experience with people or just have agoraphobia and cannot be around people, I get it, but figure out a way to get a simple job to put yourself into the public arena. Force yourself into public eyes so that way you can watch people, learn how to interact with them, see what social cues truly are so that way you can gain more influence through your conversations. And I understand this is very hard coming from an autistic person, but it's much easier talking to the camera, I'm telling you that. Just remember that procrastination buries your dreams. It drowns your goals and ignites self-loathing. So tread lightly. There's a difference between rest and a break and utter procrastination. Know the difference and don't fall into its trap. I tend to tell myself if I can do this for another company and at work, I can do this for myself and at home. to make my living situation and environment a much better, healthier, and happier place. This makes every moment a learning moment. So acknowledge, accept, and apply action to that like and subscribe button. Dear sister, after 43 years of being your little brother, I want you to know how very hard this will be. As your scapegoat to all things, I've finally found love within myself that can only be surpassed by one else. Living within my happiness for the first time, I know love isn't pain. It doesn't manipulate. And the gaslighting tactics that you use to avoid your own life ends with me, sister. And yes, I know you're livid, because you are not just a liar. You are a narcissist. You are already blaming me for all of your life's choices, thinking in your very head right now that I am letting you down. But I was not born to clean the messes of my older siblings. Though I should thank you and your brother for deliberately putting me through constant hell, for I found my stride within strength and resilience. So thank you both for always using me as a target and a reason for you to wake up and choose chaotic evil daily. This is helping me to realize and create my own unique individuality and thick skin, because when asked, how am I today? I will smile and say, I've done my part from those who wish me harm, and I break my bonds. For today, I broke up with my sister, and here's why. Recognizing that a person in your inner circle is toxic, a family member, your bestie, or a current partner that hid narcissistic traits maybe? So how do you cut the bonds of someone so close that they are rooted in a way that you think, feel, act? How do you begin to rewire your emotions and start the journey of thinking completely for yourself? Welcome back, my friend, for today's most important and valuable lesson of life. You don't want to miss this fantastic information today, because your rock bottoms in life will be your jumping points. And today's important topic revolves around breakups, deep diving into technically 4 types. How to break bonds with family members, best friends, partners, and even your old self. Learning how to rewire your thinking and speech patterns to match your true feelings versus others that are programming you. And how to battle the emotional world. What should you allow yourself to feel? Because a toxic relationship manipulates, harms, it possesses. The Stockholm Syndrome within a toxic relationship is quite real. So this deep dive allows you to sit center stage with your emotional torture and confront it, learning how to heal, all while applying its wisdoms. However, cutting bonds first means accepting the truth that this person's presence in your life makes you feel worth less, resulting in your happiness being hijacked. They mocked or ridiculed you, resulting in your silence, shutting down and withdrawing so deep into yourself, your own thoughts sound like a roaring echo. These aren't just words for me, my friend, for I can only share steps on how I got out of toxic relationships and give you sound solutions and alternative advices. So please leave a comment below. I'll personally answer them all. To realize your individuality is the biggest promoter of change. For your rock bottom today is tomorrow's jumping point. And yes, rock bottom is a scary place in life until you look up and realize that you've landed on top of an entire new world. But as you gather your wits about you and you start to recognize the lost and forgotten pieces of yourself scattered around, a trail of breadcrumbs leading towards your untapped greatness. Rock bottom is a world that connects you to truth, reminding you of your awesomeness, that everything was done for you to arrive at this very moment. So your rock bottom today is your jumping point of greatness for tomorrow. So follow your inner voice to your self-acceptance and worth. Live within your truest, greatest self and your inner love. Show up for your truth and show up for yourself in life, because you are the true beginning point. And do the work, because you are only as good as the effort you put behind it. Because you got this. I want to thank you for joining me today. I am Toby. This is Authentic We. Be kind out there on your journey, because you are loved. Ubuntu.